See if it's going.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So good to see everyone here, and then hopefully people will comment.
Yeah.
All
Just
right.
lagging just a bit.
Yeah, mine's lagging a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Okay.
we go. Okay. We're good.
All right.
Sweet.
So, how is everyone's day going? How's everyone's readathon going? Definitely leave comments. And why don't we all just go around and say what we're reading? So, Ava, why don't you go first?
Okay, let me pull it up.
Sure.
Okay, I'm reading When the Earl Met His Match by Stacy Reed.
Oh yeah, you finally made
Nice.
Yes, this is the one I've been waiting for.
She's reading them all so she could read that one.
Yes.
Nice.
This is the fourth and final book in the Wedded by Scandal series, and I've been wanting to read this one because it has a disabled hero. He doesn't speak at all, and so it's like a marriage of convenience with him and one of the sisters from the guys in one of the other books. So I'm really liking it.
Nice.
Sweet.
What about you, Jen?
Yeah. It's the same as always. I blacked out my board last night, so I'm officially done. I got my vlog edited and put up. It's an hour long.
Yeah.
And I didn't even talk every day, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even talk every day, and it's an hour long. But yep, still reading this big sassy bitch and trying to finish that. So that's what's happening.
There you go. Hey, everyone. How about you, Christy?
I am just finishing up Love Flushed by Evie Mitchell. And then I will be done with my bingo board as well. And then I can move on to some arcs that I have coming out next week.
The arcs, you guys.
Yeah.
The arcs will get you every time.
Yep.
Love this for you.
I'm not going to black out my bingo board. It's very sad. But the books that I picked, I was not like choosing based on the prompts. I was just like, these are books that I want to read. So anyway, I only had one book left on my TBR, which is Filthy King, but I'm not quite in the mood to like revisit The Family right now. So I deviated totally today and I read Scoring the Billionaire by Max Monroe because I needed something like humorous and light. So I actually read a light book today, but I didn't include it on anything. I didn't want to give any points to the light side.
That's not how they get points. That's not how they get points.
And
so you can read whatever you want.
So right now I'm actually in the mood to read Embers by Claire Kent. Technically I got it as an arc, but it's coming out like in 2 days. So
that's a taboo book though.
Yeah. So I'm in the mood for some survivalist type of post-apocalyptic romance. So
Gotcha. Y'all sleeping on Claire Kent. Y'all sleeping on Claire Kent. She's amazing.
I really loved, is it Last Light? That's the one, the first one. I really love that one. It's very great. And I'm excited about this one.
Nice.
Tell them what it is. Jessen, tell them what it is.
Wait. Oh, is it the boyfriend's dad? Yeah.
Dead boyfriend's dad, yeah.
Dead boyfriend's dad. So taboo age gap, post-apocalyptic.
There we go.
And I'm very excited about it. All Jen had to say was that. I was like, oh, wait. What?
Yeah. I was like, girl. Avery, the first one in this is like kind of like a bodyguard one. But then the apocalypse happened, so like it's not a bodyguard anymore. He's just there. But
yeah.
Okay then. I love me a bodyguard.
Yeah, all of her guys are the same, like stoic, emotionally unavailable, but not in the emotionally unavailable way that's like annoying. The like, we're in a survival situation and I'm a stoic person. Not in the like, I'm trying to not feel things. More in the like, you're too good for me, so I can't feel things. Every single one of her men is like, I'm just like.
It's Embers by Claire Kent. It's a new book. It's coming out in like 2 days, I think.
Warda knows what it is. Warda is a channel member. She knows what it is, girl. No, I've talked about it nonstop.
That kid has alien books?
Yes. They're all like they're not so much alien as it is like sci-fi.
Gotcha.
Like they're on planets, but they're not sci-fi. And like she has to go to a prison because she's a political like prisoner. And the guard, as she's being lowered into the prison, because it's literally a prison where they like drop you in, he's like, find the toughest guy in here, become his old lady. That's the only way you're living, or you're gonna get killed. So that's what she does. She finds a man, and he's like, yeah, come have sex with me, and I'll make sure you have food.
There you go.
It's good, you guys. It's good.
That sounds amazing. I'm currently in the middle of Behind the Bars by Brittany Cherry.
I love that book, but
I've only read one of her books before, and it was like 2 years ago. And she's an author that I just keep putting on the back burner of my TBR. And so I was like, okay, this readathon, like, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. I need to read another one of her books, and this one in particular. I know is one of Bree's like top favorites by Brittany Cherry. It's a childhood friends to lovers romance. And I love it because a lot of it's taking place in New Orleans. So that's really cool. And it centers around
that's probably my favorite too, Rachel. Like, and it's emotional.
Yeah. Oh my God. So
all of her books will literally rip your head out.
Yeah. Like I'm 38 together of the way in right now, and I'm like, I forget, because like I said, I've only read one other book by her. That was The Gravity of Us. And so I was like, okay, I forgot how much she makes you feel things. And I also want to point out, as much as I'm loving this book, there is some intense bullying going on. It is very intense, and I was not ready. So just know that going in, but I am really loving it. And so, they like fall for each other in high school. And now I just got to the part where they're separated because of circumstances.
Yeah.
So, but it's really beautiful so far. But yes, very, very emotional for sure.
I'm about
to loves to wreck people.
Yes.
She does. She wants you to cry. If you don't cry for Cherry, then
I'm about to start Art and Soul by her. So
which one by her, Avery?
Art and Soul. I'm about to start that one. It's on my 5-star prediction for the year. I think it has a lot of the same like vibes possibly as Behind the Bars, but not really. Like I think there's bullying stuff too, and like they meet in high school, and then I think it's similar in that way, but that's not all Brittany Cherry books.
No, definitely not.
Love it. Good stuff.
All right. So why don't we just jump into a sprint?
Right.
Let's just go for it. I did bring the kitty cat back.
One other thing.
We love it.
This time. I'm going to make a goal this time, okay? So that I don't keep track of myself. I'm going to try to read 50 pages in half an hour because my pace is I can read 100 pages an hour. So
you got this.
$1.99, everybody. $1.99.
I think we can definitely do it. And also this time around, I realized on Monday that I had my laptop audio turned to the max. So I think that's why it was scaring everybody. So I'm going to lower my volume. But it's just expect a little meow at the end.
Gentle meow this time.
Love it. I'm fine. I mean, that's like literally my dad's cat screams at him when he wants anything because my dad's half deaf. And so I'm used to a cat being like, it's just me. So I was like, right at home. I love it.
Right at home.
All right, everybody, have a good reading or productivity sprint.
Right.
All right. I am low-key dying inside right now because of the book. So you guys probably saw me making faces because something really just happened. And so, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
It's
Yes,
actually really hard to tell when we have the kitty up. Like, I can't see people's faces because you're like this big.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I almost had like a mental breakdown. I filmed 2 videos today and I did not see the other one on my phone. I was like,
Oh no.
You lost the footage?
no, I accidentally deleted it and I could recover it.
But you can recover it. Okay.
Oh, good.
It all worked out.
To answer your question, I'm reading Behind the Bars by Brittany Cherry. It's a childhood friends to lovers romance, huge content warning for intense bullying and worse, and loss of a loved one. But it's beautiful. It's beautifully written.
Yeah, she writes extremely emotional books. Like, you will most likely cry.
Oh yeah, I'm getting there.
During her book. So anyone who's not read Brittany C. Cherry, just prepare yourself mentally for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, nice, 30 pages.
Yeah.
Waterworks.
Yeah, I ended up getting through 42, so that was pretty good.
Nice.
That is pretty good. Yeah.
I have to write in it, so it slows me down a little bit.
I think I got like a little over 10% read, so that's pretty good. Pretty darn good.
Getting there. I'm like almost at halfway through now. Almost there.
What about you guys? Let us know in the comments.
Yes.
I was able to finish mine.
Oh, what was it? What book were you reading?
It was the Love Flushed by Evie Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you like it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I really like her writing. I just read her other book, the first one in the series, which I can't remember the name. Or Not My Type. I read that last month and loved it, and so this one was super fun too. Yeah. I need to read more of hers.
It must not be a very long book because I got 16% of the way in and I just started, so got a good little chunk.
Oh, nice.
Embers, I think, is almost the same size as Last Light, though. That one's like 260. That one is
on the shorter side of novels.
Yeah, but it's one of her biggest ones because hers are usually less than 200. They're all like novella length, but that one's so fun.
It's very, very interesting because I mean, like, it's a little bit less of a taboo element because the boyfriend wasn't close with the dad at all, so she doesn't even really know him. So yeah, I'm very curious about his past because I don't know anything about this guy's past yet, but they've been together for a couple years now, surviving together.
Yeah, they go really fast because they all show like where people were at the beginning of everything, and then it's like 2, 3, 4 years later. How's everybody? I kind of
like seeing them like a gradual, change.
Yeah,
in their
Princess gives you the most information about what happened because like in Last Light, the people are trying to live. They're not scientists. They're not telling you how it happened or whatever. Yeah. But in Princess, like they're in a bunker because they're rich. So they're literally like they bought shares in a silo. So her dad picks her up from school and is like, "We're moving into a silo." What? He's like, "Yeah, meteor's about to hit the Earth in like 3 days." So
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and go read Princess.
So that one fills in stuff I didn't know from Last Light and Haven. Because, it gives you a bit more of like what actually is happening. So it's kind of cool. But yes. Oh my gosh.
That right before this.
It was amazing. I know she was annoyed with it, but it was funny too because I was editing mine while I was watching hers, and I kind of have a rant that's very similar. And we did it like independently of each other, but then she was like, "I really ranted in my vlog," and I was like, "I did too." I ranted for like 15 minutes.
That was me in my last vlog, literally.
Yeah.
You gotta let it out, man.
Well, and she
let the feelings out.
Said some of the same stuff you did too, Ava.
Yeah. Why are you gonna write raunchy stuff about minors? I don't understand, especially if they're 14. 14.
We're not getting in this again. Yeah. Sexualizing children, not great.
What book was that?
I picked out 3 books for like an indie romance vlog for Wanderlust, and 2 out of the 3 had that.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3 had that.
That's crazy. No, because Crystal and I had, we tried to read Lords of London Town, and the prologue had a 13-year-old like saying horrible things. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, he's 13. We don't want to be talking like this. What is going on here?
Yeah.
It was weird. It was very weird, strange. I didn't like it.
Well, and like, I mean, Crystal's just so like, yeah, she gets right to the heart of it and what I loved. And I think what gets me as well, so I'm speaking for me, I won't speak for her, but if you watch her video, this is what she says. But like, speaking for me, it's like there are certain books that I think are just like despicable, and not that they can't be read and someone can't like it, again, because there's never any shame from me, but for me, where the shame comes in is when there's something like that, sexualizing children, whether it's a rape fantasy book or actual rape happening, and people give it like a 5-star rating and are like, oh my gosh, this was so revolutionary or whatever. And then they read one that just has tough elements in it that we could discuss in, I don't know, a book club with our friends, and it gets trashed before people have even tried it. And such same said people rate the book that literally has rape in it a 5, and the other, oh no, we can't touch it. Anyway, again, speaking only for myself.
Yeah.
So the hypocrisy of it is very frustrating, because it's like,
absolutely, yeah.
The one thing we're willing to discuss why people have rape fantasy, which I am also very willing to discuss. I think it is fascinating.
It is.
We're willing to discuss that, but we're not willing to discuss something else. I just am baffled. That's where I get. I'm baffled that one thing is okay to talk about, which is clearly bad, but yet I'm happy to read a dark romance about it and discuss it. And something that is only bad because we like are uncomfortable to talk about it. So anyway, her vlog was very therapeutic for me, because it's a lot of things that I feel where I'm like, as someone who loves dark romance, I still don't just love watching people get assaulted for no reason. Like, like why this vlog was like tough for me, or this readathon was tough for me, is I just read recommendations from people all over the map who like they weren't really like personalized to me, because I know what my taste is better now. And I know that if I'm going to read a rape fantasy, I need it to be like, we're actually discussing what's happening. We're not just letting it stand. Like, we can't start the same place as we end. And I mean, the book that she read, Captive in the Dark, that's exactly like, literally the woman gets Stockholm syndrome and then gets captured by someone else. And because she gets saved by the person who originally captured her, she's like, he's my savior. And it's like, no, he literally conditioned you to be his perfect sex object. And so then you were sad to be taken. Anyway, I'll stop now. But.
No, I mean, it's a good point. I was thinking of when you were talking about like venting in our vlogs, and like, you know, one of the many reasons why I love watching other booktubers as well as making my own content is because I like seeing like what didn't work for people and like why they're so fired up about it. And like, I learn a lot from rants. Right. Okay. Like I learn a lot from the positive as well as the negative. So I definitely appreciate both sides.
Yeah. Well, and that's why, and just to finish off what I'm saying, like, that's why when people read the books that I've loved that are very disturbing, because I love some very disturbing books, I am always interested to talk through it. And the people who are just say, oh, this just grossed me out, I couldn't stand it, I'm like, okay, that was totally a fair reaction, but we don't have anything to talk about. Whereas the people who finish it and are like, is this a 2-star or is this the best thing I've ever read? And I'm like, I want to talk to you. Let's go talk about that, because I want to be disturbed, but also it's not just like horror porn or torture porn. Like, I've never loved a book that is just that. I never have. I love some very tough content. I absolutely do, but I never like it just because it's bad or just because it's graphic. I never love it just for that. And I feel like those are a lot of recs that I get with people just trying to shock me, which is totally bad. Like people can just want to shock me, but people recommend it as like, oh my God, you have to read this. I'm like, okay, why? Why do you want me to read it? And I'll read it and I'll tell you why, Exactly. Well, Melissa, you're who I was talking about, of course. We talked about it last night. Like, I don't know. And I was like, you don't have to think. Like, you don't even have to rate that book. Don't rate it. Just share what you think about it. Like, I went back and read my review after talking with Melissa, and I still stand by everything in my review. It's like 10 paragraphs long where I'm just like, I hate this guy, but I also loved this book so much.
Yeah.
So I stand by my review. And when people just review and they're like, ew, he's so despicable. I'm like, yes, but I think you missed the point. The point wasn't just to shock you. Like, the whole book is literally an analysis of a psychopath. That's literally what it is. So anyway, okay. I talk about Carter in every single fucking one.
Comes up all the time.
I can't go with single one. But anyway.
Christy, what are you gonna start now that you just finished your book?
Well, yeah, I actually just started. It was the new Mila Finelli, so Mafia Madman.
Nice.
I need to get to that before it comes out on Monday or Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Justin, what are you reading again?
Embers by Claire Kent. The post-apocalyptic age gap, falling for my dead boyfriend's dad. And yeah, and like I said, like she doesn't have like really any connection. They haven't even really formally met before the apocalypse, and they're kind of like forced once their town is raided, basically like a year after the incident. Their town is kind of being taken over by a gang, and his dad, who he doesn't have a close relationship with at all, lives on like the outskirts of town, and so they're forced to seek his dad out. And the boyfriend ends up by dying because there's like a lung disease, and she's actually been living with the dad for like 2 years. So that's where I'm at right now. She's currently 20. It's been 2 years, and they're just been working together. No feelings at all yet. So, and I kind of like that because it's not just like instant feelings, because she never liked him at all when they first met. So we'll see how that changes.
And with that one, do we need to read because it's like the third in a series, right? Do we need to read the others or no?
No, I wouldn't say so, because I mean, Last Light isn't even part technically of this series, like on Goodreads or whatever.
Okay. It is. It's book 0 is what.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't actually pop up on Goodreads as part of the series. But I've only read Last Light, and then this one's technically book 3 in that series. So I haven't read Haven or Princess, and it just picks up with individual stories. But from what Jen has said, like, you can see the other characters in the background, maybe like a scene or two.
Yeah. Every book crosses over, because Haven, the first book, that's a town that has like a lot of resources. That's like a safe space. Mm-hmm. So what, like, the way everyone ends up connecting through stuff is that town eventually becomes like, they send out people to help people. They become like, we want the world to go back, not to the way it was, because it never will, but like, so that's why it's called Haven, is like, it's the middle point. So every book I've read so far, like, Haven is kind of the like center point.
It's like the end game. They want to collect their people and restart a new society.
Yeah. So they all there. But Haven was cool because it's run by like teenagers. Like, it starts as they're teenagers, and all the adults like died or run off, and they were like a youth home, I think. Like, they were all like troubled youth. And so Haven, it's run by the 2 like oldest young adults, but when it started they were only 18, and I mean now they're like 24 or whatever. But Haven was like run by young adults, so it's kind of cool. Like,
interesting.
Reminds me of the 100.
so cool.
Yeah.
It's seriously, it's so low key. Also, I should say this. These books have like the least amount of angst for like apocalyptic books I've ever read because they're just like, there's nobody else around. So there's no angst to be had. You know, there's no one to look at. You know? So all these, because they're all age gaps, except for Haven, because they're the same age, those two. But like they're all age gaps. And there's only the only angst that exists is the men being like, I'm a pervert for liking this 20-year-old. Like that's literally angst in any of them. And the girls are like, dude, there's no one else around. Like, are we gonna bang? That's literally all of them. And then having to like, I don't know. I love scavenging for food together, and like, I don't know. I love that shit. And
yeah, the little moments. She just found like some eczema cream for him because like he's been like, he had a reaction to something and he's been suffering for months, and like she was looting stuff and she's like, oh my god, this is for him. And of course, like she just helped him like rub eczema cream on the back, and you know, all like grunting, and she's like, what's wrong, am I hurting you? I'm like, no, you're not. Like something else is happening, but she doesn't know. So yeah,
I just borrowed the first one off of KU.
Me too.
Yep. Anybody, I always pitch this though. Like, if anybody loved Walking Dead in the old days, and you loved Daryl and Beth,
song playing in my mind.
Yeah.
Like as I'm reading, I'm like, la 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 la.
Yeah, it's
literally
like Walking Dead without zombies. But Last Light, if you liked Daryl and Beth, that could have been. That is what Last Light is. It is a literally.
I remember that's how you pitched it to me, because I was like, I always wanted Daryl and Beth, and I felt so cheated. So that was a good.
What it is. It's totally, even like Claire has like, when I've said it's Bethel fanfic, she was like, it may or may not be. I refuse to confirm.
Love it.
So yeah, Last Light, and then Haven, Princess, Embers, and then Hero comes out in December, and that's gonna be the end. So I love it. Yes, awesome. Girl. I'm telling you, read Last Light. I know we're pitching on Embers because that's one coming out on Tuesday. But if you want to start right now, start with Last Light. You will not be disappointed. It's amazing. Oh yeah. Anyway. It's gonna be exciting for that book.
I made it a little way through my book. I think I'm like 40% of the way done. I don't know what percentage I was before the sprint. But yeah, I did some filming today, so I put books back on my shelves, and I was responding to everybody's very nice comments on Bree's video announcement today for our book club.
Yes. Yeah, that's so exciting. Yes. Those of you that don't know, I mean, Avery obviously can explain it better than I can, but on the panel, I'll start it off. They announced the Chronically Courageous book club. So Avery, why don't you talk a little bit about
it? Okay. I don't know. We kind of talked about Bree and I this idea literally like years ago, but we've never like followed through on it, you know. And then all of a sudden today we were messaging each other and we're like, "How about we do it?" And then it all got put together today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so but we've been like talking about it for a while. So we're gonna be basically reading romance books that have disability and chronic illness representation in them, like new work. Like basically what we're planning on doing is basically we're going to announce the book that we're going to be reading the week before it's going to be released, and then we're going to wait a whole month to do a live show on it so people have time to read it. And it's going to be newer releases that come out. So we already have 3 picked out for the end of the year for releases. And then what else was I going to say? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm really oh yes, I remember. We're making sure to also prioritize authors who are also disabled and chronically ill. So that's where we're putting that into. So it's not necessarily own voices, because some authors choose to write about chronic illnesses and disabilities that they do not have. Yeah. But they still are chronically ill or disabled themselves. So we're making sure to prioritize those kinds of authors. So Bree and I are really excited. We have not stopped talking about it all day long. So yeah, we're really excited.
I love that. Love it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad y'all are finally biting the bullet Sometimes that one day where it's like, look, we're really going to do it today. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Very excited.
So you have, I guess, a book for what, October then? You said the last 3
year, or? I don't want to say what they are yet, because I don't know if we haven't talked about it. Brie and I haven't talked about what books, but we have the 3 picked out. I'll give like a little hint. I need to read Love Flushed for a certain reason.
Oh, yay.
All right.
That may or may not be the first book we might be discussing. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
That's so exciting.
Love it.
All right. Do we want to just jump into another sprint?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. All right, everybody, have a good reading or productivity sprint. right. Welcome back, everyone. How did everyone's sprint go?
Went good.
I ate some dinner.
Yummy.
It's starting to get good in mine. I'm very excited about it. And I still had time to break and read the new episode of Lore Olympus as well. So,
oh, cool. Yeah, I read volume 2 the other day.
Yep. It's weird the way she's splitting up seasons. I mean, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because, I mean, the volumes are printed not by season, but
yeah,
technically I'm at the end of the next season, but it's only a 2-week break and then it's starting up again. So
it's a very weird break.
Yeah, it is a very weird break, but it's fine. I'm good with it. But anyway, the book that I'm actually reading, it's getting a little bit more heated. Things are starting to happen that, of course, like Jen says, like he's disturbed by his reactions to her. So he's all grumbly hero, and I'm just like, it's okay. It's okay.
Poor cow. Poor cow. I want to say stop in an annoying spot, but actually I'm glad because otherwise I would have just kept reading. Page 292, and they're finally going to do it. So literally, I'm like, I mean, they've done a couple other things before, but finally they're going to do it. It's taking so long. She's so frustrating, guys. I know this is a 6-star book this year, but like she's very frustrating, y'all. She's so frustrating. But it only works because it's extremely satisfying once it's working, and hopefully they'll be together the rest of the series, so it'll be worth it. But like,
yeah,
she's just so stubborn about like, well, I'm just, you're just gonna help me, and then we're gonna move on, and we're like, sister, girl, no, you're not. Just stop it. Just shut up. Like, literally everyone is like, no, you're not. Like, you two should be together. She's like, no, we won't. And I'm like, stop it. Okay. Anyway, it's good. It's good.
When does the sequel come out?
In 10 days or so.
Oh.
A little more than that. The 22nd. So like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was thinking it was further away.
No. And I have it on my Kindle, right? That's the point.
Ooh.
The art that's why I'm trying to fucking finish this thing. Like right now. Because she gave it to us like 3 days ago. We weren't supposed to get it until Monday. And then she was like, it's done. Here you go. And I was like, no, I literally planned my whole night.
Oh, no.
I couldn't be teased about it. And then she just fucking drops it. And so everyone in the art group is like, she made like spoiler chunks of like every 5 chapters. And I'm like, no, don't look. Don't look.
Yeah. With the spoiler post, like, stop.
The great part about an e-arc is that you don't really peek ahead. Like, you could peek ahead if you wanted to, but you don't. You know, the way that I do with the physical book, because I'm always a cheater. Like, I'm a cheater. I always have been. It's why I need there to be HEAs, so I know that I don't have to cheat, but I'm a cheater. So the fact that it's a ebook, it's like I can just enjoy the journey in a linear fashion, don't get anxious about anything. But then there's spoiler chats that I can look at because I'm a part of this art group. And I'm like, don't peek. Anyway, it's fantastic. I'm very excited. So.
Yeah, so I think Borda's
just
talking
reading
about My Killer Vacation.
Yep.
That book was so middle of the road for me, and I am usually a pretty big fan of Tessa Bailey.
Same.
But that was just not my favorite.
Yeah, it was not it for me.
A couple of chapters for that one, and then I put it down because of reasons that I just never went back to it. So yeah, that's it. It wasn't as intriguing to me as like some of her other books have been.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just know Rachel said the audio was awful.
Oh my God. The male narrator it's bad, y'all.
Oh no.
No,
I was just reading ebook. Oh.
Yeah, the audiobook, the female narrator's fine, but the male narrator they have, like, he just doesn't match the vibe of Miles. Like, Miles is supposed to be like this big, rough and tough, like, bounty hunter, covered in tattoos dude, rides a motorcycle, and the narrator sounds like a middle-aged dad. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Justin and I literally talked about narrators for like an hour last night. It wasn't an hour.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a like Anna Holmes.
Good luck, Melissa, by the way.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that in a second, what she just said.
Yeah.
Anna Huang's series has all the same narrators.
Yes.
And like, I don't like that because like Josh, I have a very particular look for him. And like Aiden Snow, he isn't Josh. Like he could work for Alex. Yeah, he could work for Alex and he could work for Christian, but he doesn't work for like, I forgot, Reese or Alex or Josh. Like he can't be those. But Podium will just use the same couple for like all of the books. And
which that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Sophie really took the time for Brutal Birthright to like specifically pick out her narrator.
Right. She also like the thing we got to remember though is like they paid for each of their narrators, whereas like Podium will usually like they take it over for you.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of authors will hand it over. Right.
Yeah.
And like, you know, Sophie and Ryan, they like pay out of pocket to get those great narrators. So yes, it's fantastic. They knew that having really good audiobooks is going to be important. But like, I don't know, even for, I don't know. I love that Podium does that because it makes more indie books accessible as audiobooks. And at the end of the day, that's the most important part. But it's hard when you have a picture of people in your head. Like, I'm actually like, and of course I'm not saying this to bash because I'm so excited for it. But like, I don't picture Aiden Snow as Gareth. I'm really nervous about him being Gareth.
Oh, yeah.
Gareth is my sexiest man in the world to me this year. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll listen to that audiobook because he's an alpha. He's a wolf to me. He's not a Grimm to me.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like he worked for both Nico and Alpha. Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I keep saying Alpha, Mateo, obviously, but you know what I mean. He works for it, but because they use the same couple for all of them, I'm like, well, it'll still be great to have it.
But. Yeah, Podium, just like at the beginning when they were doing the Stay a Spell series, they gave Juliet like a list of narrators that were available to start Wolf Gone Wild. So she did have her choice of narrators, but once you book that, I guess is because they're juggling a lot of other books too, it's easier to just be like, okay, well, we have these two narrators for the first book, so let's just schedule them for the future books because they're the ones with like the more open schedule at this time. Yeah. So I think that's why Podium tends to have the same narrator for the series because once they book it for the first one, they're just like, let's set out the dates for the next one as well.
Yeah.
So
and again, the reasoning makes sense. Just the artistry is tough for me to. Because, like, also he did Dev Raj, which I was like, listening to that one, I was like,
Yeah, that's fair.
The hair, like, the what's her name? The girl did a good job.
She did a great job. Yeah.
She did a job doing Dev Raj's voice. I was kind of like, oh, we should do the whole one, because she did a really good job for his. But it just kind of throws you out of it. But again, at the end of the day, it's the most important to me that the audiobooks exist. But as someone who like has read those books before you read the audiobooks, it's sometimes hard to like go back to it. But I don't have to. I've read the book and I know how Gareth sounds in my head, and it is
no. I mean, it's the same way that when books get adapted to the big screen, it's like that's not how they look in my head, you know. With voices, like that's not how they sound in my head. It's the same thing.
Yeah. So I probably won't listen. Okay, yes, go back to this. Thank you.
Manacle.
Yes, girl. Yes.
A journey.
Oof. Just pace yourself. Look at it as 3 books. Manacled is literally 3 books.
I did not pace myself. I was like,
no, I mean, I didn't either, but I now know that like read it as the 3 books that it is.
Yeah.
I think what really helped me was like I would read a chunk of it like right before bed each night. I think it took me maybe about 2 weeks.
3.5 days. Yeah, I didn't read anything else for 3.5 days.
Oh my God. I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah, I had an audiobook at work because I didn't love the Spotify of it. Yeah. But even at my desk at work, I was doing emails and I had my phone sitting in front of my keyboard. And I was literally like, I probably sent out emails that said, "Hi, Draco," in them. Who knows? I did nothing but read that when I had reading time.
It took over my life, though. Even though I was reading other things, definitely.
And once you're in it, I was just like, I gotta get to a part where they're like happy, you know?
Yeah. And that never happens.
I know. It was like you had to keep going and stuff. So yeah, that's I need to finish because I'm binding my own copy of Manacled right now. And I got as soon as I got all the supplies, I bound the first 2, but I need to do the 3rd right now. So I think that's going to be something I'll do with an audiobook tomorrow.
Yes, nice. Yeah, before you have to go back to school, you have to finish that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I need to have one set done before I go back to school. Juliet, of course, wants a set as well. She's like, "Oh my God, make me one." I was like, "All right, I'll make you one." No, I'm gonna be making some sets of Manacled. Otherwise, all the supplies I bought would be kind of dumb if I only make one set.
Also, she's got to read some other fanfics too, besides just.
And I will.
Yeah, it's a commitment. It sure is a commitment.
I want to do okay. As I manifested the Light versus Dark readathon, I'm gonna do a fanfic readathon at some point. We're gonna do it.
Yes, that'll be fun.
Yes. Are you gonna do a general fanfic, or is it gonna be specific to HP fanfic?
Oh no, it'll be for everything, but the prompts will be that work for anything because I'm probably just gonna read Harry Potter, but I will make it.
I'm interested in some ACOTAR fanfic, honestly.
I know. I got 4. I got 4 of them saved up.
I'd be interested in trying some of those out. I haven't yet, but.
Yes, Mel, I know, girl. You'll make us all the prizes. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I am 23 people away from 15K, and that beautiful copy of Manacled is getting given away. Oh, so
nice.
I'm very sad to give it away, by the way.
I was saying my dog is getting into something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me with fan fiction, I'm trying to stick to one fandom at a time because there's so many HP ones that I want to read, and then maybe I'll branch out to other things. I don't know. There's just so much.
I have 50 downloaded and 50 that I finished, and only 4 that I have are outside of HP. I literally have you could spend your whole life just in that. But I will say once I branched into looking up other ones, there was a lot less of them. HP has millions, whereas for ACOTAR, because I search by, I only go for ones that are over 50K. I'll read ones that are small. Yeah. But when I'm searching, I only search for over 50K words, and there was only 20 finished full-size ACOTAR ones in all of the fandoms, in all of the different matchings. So yeah. So anyway, yes, girl, we'll come up with it. I'm not promising when it'll be.
Yeah.
Because the fall Mafia version is going to be in November. So I don't know when we'll do it, but we'll do it.
Yes, because I added Manacled Morgan.
A lot of them are on Goodreads.
Yeah, a lot of them are on Goodreads.
I mean, if you if anyone follows me, I'm able to add most of them. Some of them only have 1 or 2 technically ratings because someone has added it.
Yeah.
But I've done it. Yes. Yeah. I'm almost ready to do another video too. People are do more videos. I'm guys, I have to have time to read them.
Yeah. I've watched the ones that you've made already.
Yeah, every time I have 10 or more, I'll do a video. But I've been busy. Have I not? Just it's so it's busy. And people rec them for me in my rec form, which has been my favorite. I found a lot of them in there. I also now have my like favorite authors. So I've read like Ampersand, who wrote Contradictions. I had a bunch of other ones that I've read. And then you just find your people. It works out, man. But yeah, ACOTAR is what I'll try next. I have a few. I have one that's a next gen that I'm excited about. There's one that's a next gen that's, I think it's supposed to be Tamlin's son and it's Reese and Feyre's son and then Tamlin's daughter. It's supposed to be like a next gen fic.
Wow, love it. That sounds great.
Yeah.
I want that one.
Me too.
Yeah, because that one's like a AU one where they're not really like, messing with anything that's already about. But not the PDF, Stacy, the EPUB. That's what you want for your Kindle, I think. You don't want a PDF, right?
Oh yeah,
PDF Mobi either, because Kindle doesn't like Mobi anymore. So make sure you do
EPUB. Yeah, I mean, I haven't noticed a single difference with EPUB.
Me neither. Yeah,
no, there's no difference. I don't even know why they're phasing Mobi out. Honestly,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure there is a reason, because there must be a reason on the back end that we just don't understand. But the only issue I had was a couple net galleys who hadn't switched to EPUB yet. And there was a couple arcs that I couldn't get the arc because they didn't switch.
Right.
But otherwise it's been a pretty seamless thing. Just make sure you pick you have one of the old ones, don't you, Stacy? She's like, mine takes PDFs. But I think you've talked about that. I
think I can download PDFs on my Kindle too, but I think if you try to resize the text and stuff, it's not quite the same as if you
the formatting's off.
Yeah, the formatting's not friendly, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to me, because some author had sent they'd sent a bonus thing as a PDF, and it was a pain. I ended up using my Kindle Fire to read, or not, I always say Kindle Fire, my Amazon Fire instead. But it was a pain. So yeah, she had the first gen. It is, but yes, it is. It's a long,
dark,
agonizing, dark
romance.
Fantasy.
It has 3 different parts: the beginning, the flashbacks, and the ending. So it's it's a journey, I would say. And it's a very long book. But very long.
The romance is strong. Come on. It's I will die for you. You're the only reason I live kind of strong. It's strong.
Bless.
So, and someone else answered Komal about where you find it and everything. Yes. We all answered that. Yeah. Go find it. I wish fanfic. Yes. What Ash said. I wish you could download fanfic.net. I would love. I just don't even go look at fanfic.net, because since I can't put it on my Kindle, I don't even look.
Exactly. Yeah. Same.
Not because I couldn't read it on my something else, but it honestly helps me narrow down my choices. That's also why I don't look at fanfic.net, because there are a lot that I get from there. I'm like, nope, just keep it to Archive of Our Own. That's the only way I can down. It's not because I don't think those are okay, but don't do it. So anyway, sorry.
That's where I read fan fiction in high school, was fanfic.net. And I just used the Safari app.
Right.
And then I remember, because one of my best friends I've had since elementary school, she came up to me one day on lunch and she was like, have you heard of Archive of Our Own? It came out it was just a thing when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And so she was telling me all about it. And there wasn't even I think there's an app now for it. There wasn't an app then, if I'm not mistaken. Or
there's
something
an app for Archive of Our Own?
I thought that there was. I might be mistaken.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
But yeah. I was like, oh, interesting. But I mainly read on fanfic.net, and that was back in middle school and high school when I read Twilight and Hunger Games and Maximum Variety ones.
all the OGs.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm just telling you guys that will be manifested soon.
Yes.
I want to plan out how to do that one. And then I know there'll be so many questions about it too. So that's the thing, is I want to pre-answer every question and literally have a Discord that has all the facts about it, because people will be like, what? How we do this? Or, oh, is this legal? Are we allowed? Like all those questions.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to like have a Discord and like, hey, here's all the answers to your questions.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to participate in this if you're going to nitpick it to death. That kind of thing. Like,
absolutely.
This readathon isn't for you then if you don't want to. No, I'm not talking about Sempre, which is Twilight fic. I mean fanfic that is not published and is not in a book unless someone bound it for you. Not one of those, because there'll be people who are like, oh, can I read? What's one? Tell me one. What's
After?
No, you can't read After.
I don't actually want to read After. I was just saying.
I know. I'm answering the hypothetical question. I'm like,
right.
You can't read Wallbanger. You can't read those.
Oh, like, yes.
Read the fic.
Bastard is one.
Yeah. Read the fic that's on the thing, and we'll get. There's just so many amazing stuff. Is it? I mean, sure. Yeah, that. Fanfic. I see. That's one. I should put it low. Yeah. Well, Melissa, you get my point. That's my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Is I'm not talking about the books where the authors changed the people's names and did it. No, I'm talking about the books where their names are still Draco and Hermione and they're banging it out in the dungeons. Okay, that's what we're reading. or the wherever. Like, that's what we're reading. Yep. It's amazing. So
Jen, I'm going to message you now to remind you after this to text me the name of the ACOTAR one because I'm actually.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you, but I'll look. It's on my phone.
Okay. I thought you knew. So I can Google it if you don't know.
No. I mean, it's on my phone, so I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Wallbanger, I think, is Twilight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wallbanger's Twilight.
Yeah.
There's so many Twilight fanfics, guys.
Mm-hmm. That makes any sense. Okay.
If you're not sure what it is, it's probably Twilight, y'all.
Yeah.
Yep.
City of Bones is Hermione.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That.
Oh, it's Draco and Ginny.
Yeah.
Draco and Ginny, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Is it? Okay, whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a whole world of people who made money off of it. Yeah, me neither. I actually thought Wallbanger was super boring.
It was so boring.
It was called Wallbanger, and it's
I didn't like Wallbanger, but that was my,
My favorite, probably my favorite is Sempre. I loved Sempre, but also I was fully into Mafia when I found out Sempre was fic, and then it's all the dark elements of a romance I love in that. So, yep.
Yeah.
He is definitely Draco fanfic, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Or why people wrongly say books that aren't written well remind me of fanfic. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they haven't read good fanfic. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But, yeah, because some of the things that bother me about fic are, yes, girl, go make those right now.
Yes. Right now.
And safe word is Devil's Snare.
Yes, I need to read that one.
Girl, Tiffany read it for the readathon. It hit a ton of prompts. Yep. So, yeah. But they're just, okay, what I was saying. Sorry, distracted by shiny objects. Really, things that bother me about fic are rarely how they're written. It's because they have lots of editors and beta readers too if it's a good fic. And even ones that aren't, I just so easily can slip in because it's characters I know. So there's none of this they might have to set up new rules for things. So there's a little bit of world building difference, but you're in a world you already know. It's characters you already know. They're just doing usually dirtier things that I want them to be doing. And so it's great. I love that. Some of them read more modern. Some of them are more fantastical. There's so many opportunities. So yeah. Yes. Hunky Neville, y'all. Hunky Neville. Okay.
I love Neville.
I want fan art for Safe Word is Devil's Snare. Someone needs to do those. Whatever you make, I will make sure it gets into somebody's hands.
Yes.
That's just how I want it in my hands first so I can stare at it. But then I'll get it to somebody. In September, I'm putting Finding Myself on my TBR finally because it's just staring at me. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's so big. I can't even crack it because I'm like, that's the problem having the physical copies that she's made is I see how big it is.
Yeah.
Where when it's in my folder, like I see how many gigabytes it is, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I just go and then I'm still reading it and reading it. I'm like, oh, this is a long one, but I'm going to keep going. But I see how big it is and I'm like, I don't have time to start that.
Yeah. Jen showed me, well, first she showed me the cover that Mel commissioned for Finding Himself. And I was like, oh my gosh, stunning. I want it. And I started it a couple weeks ago. And then, but I can only really read it on my laptop. Like it's too small, like because of the, I only can read it on my laptop. So it's kind of difficult for me to read it. So it's been a while since I've come back to it. But I stopped at like chapter 10 or something.
Yes, Mel. And then you can make me a pretty copy with it and I'll give mine to a deserving soul. That's what you Anyway. Alrighty. It's almost 9. I think I need to.
Are you checking out?
I don't know. Are we doing another sprint?
I was going to do another sprint because
I mean, I'm at the sexy part, so I either need to we need to do a sprint or I'm gonna hop out here and get to the good.
I'm ready to start another one if you guys are.
Yeah, I can do one more.
Okay. I'm okay with doing one more sprint too.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Oh, I love it. All my fanfic boards together. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good reading or productivity sprint. right. Welcome back, everyone. How did everybody's reading go?
He's being so frustrating.
I always read those all in one sitting because otherwise I get irritated too much. Like that. They're all that
self-sacrificing. Like, get over it. Get over it.
I know. Yeah. He specifically feels like a dirty old man, and I understand. I
understand it too, but it's been years. Like, come on, let's get over it now.
That never changes the age gap. Like the years never change the age gap.
Yeah,
hey, I'm team Bone. Okay, you know how I am. Like, we're the only two people in this wilderness. Why are we not fucking? Let's get going.
Sorry, Jen. Were you saying something?
No. Oh Lord, don't fall in love.
But yeah, my book is putting me back together. It tore me down, putting me back together. I just have to trust Brittany Cherry. I just have to trust her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh, Florida, yeah.
I feel empty inside.
I was in the middle of one, so
I'm finally getting to a scene. So I was like, time for some shit to hit the fan. Let's go. Let's go.
How much of the book do you have left?
Well, I made it over 100 pages, so I still have 200 to go, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's now we're now the snowball part of it. Like, that's the thing with this. It's not so much set up as we have a lot of stuff to talk through, what happened in the last 20 years type of stuff. And then once it starts rolling, now it's okay, keep going. So it's a fantasy. That's how it is, but it's still very rich characters. So, but again, the first time I read this, I did skim the first 20% probably. I was because I've never heard of this author. No one else had read it. I just had grabbed it on a TikTok whim, and I didn't know if it was a whim or not, because TikTok is a scary place for that. But I'd seen some fan art. I'd seen some quotes. So I was just keep going. And then, so on this reread, I'm reading everything, because when I read it for a patron, I have to read all of it. And I'm ooh, yeah, I remember why I skimmed a little bit, but I mean, it's a first-time author. She's really good. I'm excited to read one that's been edited many more times, because she's had multiple editors now and has a bigger crew with eyes on it. So I'm very intrigued to see how much improvement there is.
That's good. Yeah.
And also having multiple POVs, it'll be interesting to compare for the next one.
Very excited.
I love the Hoop series.
Yeah.
I still think it can be Ryan.
Blockshot's a difficult one for a lot of people. I ended up by really loving that one.
Me too.
Personally was all for their relationship, but I understand how it's difficult,
It's the only one I haven't read, so I skipped it.
Right. Now I know what book you're talking about.
Yeah. Someday I will. But when I was reading through books, that was the one I skipped, just because at the time I was much more I can't with this.
Yeah.
Plus, it also has some other triggers for me in it, not just that one. Because
Banner's character.
Yeah, cheating isn't a trigger for me. It's I'm annoyed by it, but it also has some actual there's some triggers for me in it.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. Christy, what have you been working on?
How's it going?
Yeah, so I got 20% into Mafia Madman, so super good. Yeah, it must be shorter. I can't remember how long her other ones were. If they were 250 short-ish. Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they're shortish.
Yeah, so this one must be too.
I mean, the books aren't.
Yeah.
Big, so.
Yeah. It's very good.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited who the fourth one is about. So
me too.
I'm just like, girl, you so good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Chosen by a Sinner too. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Look for. That's okay.
We'll get to that after.
We have a million other things to read, Lexi.
So many things to read.
Yeah.
The more overwhelmed I get, I just remind myself that like I have so many things to be reading. Like there's the Do-Over, y'all. The Do-Over.
I grabbed that when you said it was on Read Now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mercy's here. Love on the Brain is this month too. I have an arc for that one.
It is.
I need to get to that.
Ruby Fever is this month too.
Yeah. And
Pen
then
Pal, yep.
Serena Ackroyd has a duet coming this month, and yeah, I'm like full up, man. So
I'm worried about that one, but I'm diving in like the day it comes out because I feel like it's a Band-Aid that I need to rip off, honestly. And Pal, just do it and rip it off.
Honestly, I'm expecting to get that any day. Mercy.
I think it's the 16th.
Yeah, Mercy. Well, I mean, that's next week, so.
Well, the week after, right?
I cannot wait. That's going to be something that I'm reading this coming week. Ruby Fever.
Like,
and the Kennedy Ryan.
Both Mercy and Pen Pal we should be getting the art. I mean, as in, like, the art should be here any day. Like, I'm literally like, when is it coming? I'm scared.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Avery, how was your reading?
Mercy's not the 16th.
It's the 25th, right? Yeah.
Pen Pal's the 16th.
Yeah, I just looked at that too.
Yeah.
So we have some time.
Oh, Pen Pal.
Mm-hmm. Also, Moon Blooded Breeding Clinic.
Oh, that one sounds good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for that one, actually. Well, like, okay, I don't think excited is right. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. That one sounds really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We are, and these are just the ones that I've written down. Plus, I get to read Empire Storms this month. This month is full.
Yeah, this month is stacked.
Man, I need to plan it this week because I feel like this is the week where it's due.
Yeah, I know. I should read it
possible.
Like that.
Yeah.
Empire of Storms is like, it was my favorite the last time, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited
to see it,
I think, upon reread for sure.
Yeah, I have no idea. I honestly, like, I don't know where they sit. I don't know that I like do favorites except for Mist and Fury. Like otherwise I don't have like I know some that are more near the bottom, but I don't like have for the other ones.
Yeah, no, that's how I am too. I feel like also every new book that came out, I was like, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. So for a while I thought Kingdom of Ash was my favorite because of all of the things that happened in Kingdom of Ash. And I will say all the things she was able to put into that one book, even though it was very long, it was very, I feel like it was kind of like masterful a little bit on how she was able to incorporate so much in a book like that. But Empire of Storms.
Honestly,
Empire of Storms, man. Woo.
Just random rabbit hole I'm jumping into with this. How crazy / amazing would it be if that like SJM had a pen name writing dark romance that we just don't know? Because that bitch could write a dark romance, and I bet it would be the best. Just thinking about certain storylines in Kingdom of in those and in Akatar, bitch could write a dark romance. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I would love it. I mean, as long as she gets her other books out, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
she should do it. No, I actually don't want her to write it. I'm saying, what if she did?
Oh, okay.
Because I need her to still be writing romantic fantasy. She's one of the few people currently writing it that is just hitting it for me. I need her to stay there and devote all that to it. I need her to do that. But just thinking of the romances that exist, some of which the people who are first timers don't even know yet, there are some romances in there that just...
Yeah. I'm so excited for the romance it's going to be starting in Empire of Storms. It's one of my favorite.
Yes.
I saw a TikTok of this couple. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I saw a TikTok of this couple the other day of like someone compiling all their fan art. Hopefully we're talking about the same couple. But combining all their fan art, and the fan art for this couple is like,
I think we're talking about two separate ones because I've never seen fan art for mine, but I'm excited for the one you mean to. Either one. There's two.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple.
No, wait, there's three.
Yeah. There's
relationships that don't exist yet. Like,
I'm literally just like,
I'll
find out in a minute.
No, I'm not saying that. Literally, Justin,
like just you're like, okay.
There's only one relationship currently that is like set. That is like, this is happening. Everything else, we haven't even seen it yet. So I'm just like, oh God, that's right. These all start happening. Oh, they're so good. I love them.
I mean,
all.
I could say the first letter of one of the people in the couple, but I don't want to spoil it.
You also could just message me and not.
True. Yes, I could.
True. DM about it.
Make everybody else wait. So I'm pretty pumped about it. But anyway.
So Avery, how did your reading go during the sprint?
You're asking me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that at the beginning. Sorry. It went good. I'm at like 51% of the audiobook now. I can't really talk about what's going on in here because one of the major plot points of this book is a spoiler. And so like they're like going through this spoiler part. And so I'm like, I can't even talk about any of this because that's major, like what it's about. And so I'm liking it so far, though. I got to get started on some of my thumbnails for the videos I filmed today while I was doing that. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been here for quite a bit of time. So I think we're just going to wrap it up here. But be sure, everyone, to check out the live tomorrow. It's going to be on Jen's channel. Jen, it's a wrap-up, right? We're just kind of...
Yeah. Tomorrow we're just going to hang out, say what our faves were, and also talk about what we might want to do different. So if you have any like thoughts on it, because I already, you don't know what you don't know. So I already have changes for the next time we do this. That'll make it better, but we can talk about those and just chat. So yeah, it'll be on my channel 7 tomorrow, and we'll just gush about what we read and all that stuff. So
all right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and thank you to everybody who's here on the stream with me. So yeah, we'll just see you tomorrow for the wrap up. I hope that you all have a good rest of your night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.